Shalom, Israelite family. Shalom to all the 12 tribes that scattered abroad. Shalom to all the men that's out there on the battlefield. May Yahawah increase his armor upon you 1,000-fold. And shalom to all the women and the children that's out there that's spreading this truth out, helping the leaders push this truth out to bring our brothers and sisters back to godliness. All right, this video right here is going to be titled Season Love 2. If you watched the previous video in Season Love 1, we literally broke down the famous verse John 3:16, and when people the modern Christianity church take out of context, and we gave the proper breakdown to show you what John 3:16, this word world, is talking about. So that previous video also, that represents the meat that we already put. We let it marinate, we season it, and we put it in the refrigerator, let it soak. And it represents us pondering on it. So that first video, we pondered on it. Now the second video, we about to take the meat out the refrigerator, and we about to actually cook it. The meat represents the deep parts of the Bible that you have to marinate on. And now we finna cook this steak. Well done, thy good and faithful servant. We actually gonna cook this meat, and we're gonna eat it. Eat in the Bible also represents to actually understand and digest this word. So that's what we about to do in this book, in this video right here. So now, let's go. Let's start with the book of Proverbs. Oh, and also I want to say this. The reason we bring this video out too is to show you that the modern Christianity doctrine is an absolute lie. After this video is without a shadow of doubt, you cannot deny the truth that's being brought out. So that being said, because the meat that you've been eating on, that I was eating on too in the Christian church, it is GMO, it's genetically modified. They actually beefed it up with steroids so it can make it seem like, hey, we need to get a bang for our buck. We need to feed all these people, even though it ain't for everybody. We're going to inject this and make it as if it's for everybody. And at the same time, you eating this meat is making you sick. So now, let's bring this out. The book of Proverbs, chapter 25 and verse 2. It is the glory of God to conceal a thing, but the honor of kings is to search out a matter. What does this mean? That means like everything that you read in the Bible, you're not going to get deep revelation. You just can't read a chapter and think you're going to get the full understanding. And the reason being, because we go to the precept of Isaiah chapter 28, verse 10, it says precept must be a precept, here a little, there a little. Like he puts different parts of the Bible in particular areas that you have to go and search it out. That's why I say search out a matter. You think you're going to find every answer in every chapter? No, you got to be able to know how to jump around and see what you're reading. So now, I'm going to try to make this fun. So I'm going to give an analogy. So one day when I was going to church, like I said, the old church, the Christianity church, I used to go in there. We used to praise the Lord and, blah, 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 have a good time. But one day, but I know throughout through the church congregation every Sunday, the mother of the church, she said every time she walked past the altar, her right leg give out. And she never knew why. She said, I don't know. Every time I get to this certain part of the building, my right leg give out. So one day, I ain't paying no mind. So one day when I came through the church doors, like I said, I'm just making stories, just making an analogy, y'all. This ain't serious. Something came to my attention. Hey, look in front of the building and see, look, something is off. And I looked in front of the building and I noticed inside the church, the foundation of the left side of the church is caving in a little bit. And I was like, wait a minute, that don't make sense. Why would the church, the floor church cave in if it's built on solid foundation? So I ended up going inside, going in the back of the church and went in the closet, and I seen the blueprint, because I remember seeing the blueprint of the church. And I looked at it and I noticed the church is actually has a basement. It actually has a basement. And I looked at another note that was at the bottom of the blueprint, and it said that the cornerstone of the church is built on wood and not actually stone. And that blew my mind. I said, oh, you know what? That makes sense, because it showed a lot of people in this church. And I looked at the capacity of the church, and it can only hold 4,000 people, and this church has 6,000. So, man, we about to end up being caved in. And I tried to bring the attention to the people in church, like, oh, no, God got us. We ain't worried about that. God can make it double time the capacity. So I was like, but in my head, I'm like, man, we still got to use common sense. So now I'm bringing this out to let you know that the foundation that the modern Christian church is built on is not solid. So now we're finna deal with this other famous Bible verse that they love to use. Galatians chapter 3 and verse 29. I think it's verse 26 through 29. And the people who know, who live the season in this, they know what I'm talking about. And I'm going to say this to my actual Israelite family that know the truth. I'm going to say particular things that you're going to know the truth to, but do not say nothing. I'm going to base it off of the doctrine of the modern Christianity that we have today. So now, obviously, now I'm finna start. So now, obviously, we already know that all us All of us come from Abraham. Therefore, salvation is for everybody. So we ain't got nothing to worry about that part. We know everybody come from Abraham. So salvation is for everybody. So that being said, let's go to Galatians chapter 3, and let's go to verse 1. This is Apostle Paul. This is Apostle Paul talking. O foolish Galatians, who hath bewitched you, that ye should not obey the truth, before whose eyes Jesus Christ had been evidently set forth, crucified among you. Now, why is he saying this? He's saying like, hey, I already came and told y'all the truth of what's going on. I gave y'all the gospel and the truth and the understanding, and I left. Now, when I come back, y'all acting a fool. So somebody then like lured and tricked y'all. I don't know what's going on, so I got to break it down to y'all again. All right, so now let's go to verse 15. Let's show this. Brethren. Now I'm gonna show you this word brethren. They do not use the word brethren like we used in the 21st century. Cause I got a bad habit saying that. I tell everybody, what's up, bro? What's up, bro? I literally say, what's up, bro, to everybody. But you think they were using this word brethren in the same sense as we were using in the 21st century? No, you gotta get rid of that 21st century Western mindset. And I'm gonna show you real fast what brethren means in this Bible before we continue. I'm gonna show you. Brethren, it's a brother, whether born of the same two parents or only of the same father or mother. Now look at the second one. Having the same national ancestor. Now watch. I ain't talk about that because all that come from Abraham. You right. So I just put my own foot in my mouth. So I'm sorry about that. So let's keep going. Brethren, I speak after the manner of men. Though it be but a man's covenant, yet if it be confirmed, no man disannulleth or addeth thereof. That means don't add or take away from this covenant. It's already been established for anybody who believe in your Hamashiach, Jesus Christ. I'm gonna use Jesus Christ for my brothers and sisters, for the people that's not in the truth. Okay. So now to Abraham and his seed were the promises made. Wait a minute. Now Abraham was the father of many nations. So why say seed? Okay, they might be just talking about just the seed that come from him, which it wouldn't make sense. Now let's keep going. He said not, and to seeds as of many, but as of one. Wait a minute, why are they being so direct? No, just say everybody who come from Abraham. So, but we're gonna ignore that. We're gonna ignore that. Okay, they saying seed as of one seed. He's talking about all us as one. All right, continue. And to thy seed, which is Christ. Okay, good. See, I told you they talking about Jesus Christ, man. You tripping? All right, you right. I'm tripping. My bad. And he was an Israelite, but that don't matter. All right. Verse 17. And this I say, that the covenant that was confirmed before of God in Christ, the law. What law? The law that was given to the Israelites. Now listen, I'm bringing this out. Now he's supposed to be talking to the Greeks. That's in the actual non-Jews now, and he's talking to the Greeks. Now showing you this, they not able to relate what's going on. What he's telling them right now. He said, that which was confirmed before the God in Christ, the law. And the Greeks, they can be like, what law? They be like, the Paul, like, oh yeah, the law of Israel. But we're not Israelites. Yeah, but I'm just letting you know, man, this is about the law. Like, just listen. Be quiet. Just listen. Oh, okay, bro, we got you. We still gonna listen. All right, continue. Which was 430 years after, cannot disannul, means cannot be taken away. The covenant was already established at the beginning. Literally, they knew it had nothing to do with them now. That it should make the promise of none effect, meaning if we take away and add to the covenant that's been established at the beginning for the Israelites, it will be of none effect. It literally will serve no purpose. Now think about this: the Greeks that's there, they can't even relate with this. But nevertheless, we talking to Greeks, we talking to non-Israelite, we talking to the Gentiles now. Because there's two type of Gentiles. I got to bring this out. It's a Gentile that were the Jews that were scattered abroad, and it's a Gentile that's literally of non-Israelites. But like we said, everybody come from Abraham, so it don't matter. And the Greeks, they do come from Abraham. They do. So I'm still putting my foot in my mouth. Now, verse 18. For if the inheritance be of the law, it is no more of promise, but God gave it to Abraham by promise. Oh, amen. That's right. That's right. Everybody from Abraham. The people they talk to, they are from Abraham. That's right. The whole world from Abraham. You're right. Wherefore then serveth the law. It was added because of transgression, meaning to show us how we was going off. Till the seed shall come to whom the promise was made, which is who? Hamashiach, which is Jesus Christ. Which is he's from Israel. But like I said, ain't about that. It's about believing in Jesus Christ. That he died on the cross for what? For sins. What sins? What is sin? Transgression of the law. The law that who? The law that was given to who? The Israelites. I'm keep bringing this out so you can see what you can understand how foolish this sounds. He's talking to the Greek. They're like, okay, bro, well, we ain't under the law, but okay, but we hear what we just listen to what you're saying. All right, now keep going. And it was ordained by angels in the hand of the mediator. Now let's go to verse 23. But before faith came, we were kept under the law. Now listen, he's supposed to be talking to non-Israelites, actually Gentiles. Now guess what I'd say if I was a Greek? I was like, Okay, bro, we weren't never under the law. I don't know what you're talking about now. We got our own law, but we listening. And I says, continue. Shut up unto the faith, which should afterwards be revealed. The faith in who? Jesus Christ. Okay, we listening, bro. We still listening, y'all. Wherefore the law was our schoolmaster to bring us unto Christ, that we might be justified by faith. Now, this me as a Greek. What are you talking about, bro? We never was taught this. Like, literally, we are Greeks. The schoolmaster, we weren't taught the law of Israel. We're not Israelite. We're Greeks. We're Grecians. But okay, justified by faith. Faith in who? This dude, y'all talking about Jesus Christ? Okay, well, we all right. I ain't gonna keep saying that he died on the cross. He came to redeem y'all from transgressing the law of Israel. It ain't got nothing to do with us, but we cool with y'all. All right, keep going. Verse 25. But after that faith is come, we are no longer under a schoolmaster. Bro, why you keep saying this to me? We not under the schoolmaster, bro. The law of Israel ain't got nothing to do with it. We are Greeks. Now stop saying that to us, but we cool now. We listening now. All right, watch this. Verse 26. For ye are all children of God. You ain't talking about that. They is talking about the Greeks. That's of that nation. Now watch. You got to catch this. Watch this. The primary reference is to a difference of religion and worship. Notice they say a difference of religion and worship, not of race. In Grecian, this is, and watch, if you look right here, a Hellen or inhabitant of Hellas, by extension, a Greek-speaking person. They just show you it's a Greek-speaking person, and they show you the primary reference is a difference of religion and worship, not race. But we're gonna disregard that. No, just they talk about actual Greeks. So I'm with y'all. There is neither Jew nor Greek. There is neither bond nor free. There is neither male nor female. For ye are all one in Christ Jesus. And if ye be Christ, then ye are Abraham's seed and heirs according to the promise. Now watch it. They're like, okay, yeah, we all come from Abraham. We can relate to that. We feel that. Now watch. This is the lyrical gospel now. So now we can close the book. Justin, you literally ain't proved nothing. Everybody come from Abraham, so we done. It's salvation for everybody. But no. I told y'all, we just gave that analogy that I went in the church and I seen the foundation wasn't solid and it's over capacity. There's more people in here that wasn't supposed to be in here. So now let's go to Genesis chapter 10, because we know everybody come from Abraham, so we good. We done with it. It's salvation for everybody. Genesis chapter 10 and verse 1. Now these are the generation of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And unto them were sons born after the flood. Whoa, wait a minute. Now, if the flood just happened and everybody was killed, and now Noah has to replenish the earth, why didn't I say Noah and Abraham, his first son Abraham? And from Abraham, everybody came. Literally, this right here, this verse right here, literally just killed the whole modern Christian doctrine. It's over. Leave the church. Listen what they just said. The generation of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. These are three different men. So how is everybody coming from Abraham? But we're going to keep going. They literally just killed this whole Christianity doctrine. Watch this. The sons of Japheth, this is his youngest son. Gomer and Magog and Madai. If I butcher these words, forgive me. And Madai and Javan and Tubal and Mesheth and Tyros and the sons of Gomer. They even telling you about his second, like his other son, the sons of Gomer. Ashkenaz and Repheth and Togarmah and the sons of Javan. Like, literally, you see what's going on right now. Verse 5. By these were the isles of the Gentile. Whoa, wait a minute now. Now, we just said everybody have come from Abraham. So now we literally just showed you that these are other nation of people that literally are not coming from Abraham. They're coming from Japheth. And they are called Gentiles. Now, we say there's two different types of Gentiles. You got the Gentile that were the Israelites that were scattered abroad. And you got the Gentiles that are non-Israelites. Now, watch it, that are non-Israelites. But we just say everybody come from Abraham. So, wait a minute. These people ain't even from Abraham. They called Gentiles. So, that's strike one. We show you this is a wrap. So now let's read verse 6. And the sons of Ham, Cush and Mizraim and Phut and Canaan. Now to show you, long story short, these are the people from the African descendants. Now that's strike two. So these people are cut out now because they don't come from Abraham. Because they said everybody come from Abraham, and we literally show you everybody's not come from Abraham. So it's the clear, cold cut. And anybody who's more seasoned to the Bible, they know it's all about Abraham, the father of Abraham. You ever heard this song? We used to sing this growing up. Father Abraham had many sons. And many sons will come from Father Abraham. Literally, they giving you the truth in your face without you even knowing it. They telling you it's all about from Abraham. So anybody before Abraham, you out of the picture. Salvation ain't for you. From sins, being saved from sins ain't for you. The promises, the covenant is not for you. They telling you. They literally can't. They can't run away from this. So watch. So now that we're reading this, let's go down. So we just deal with Ham descendants. Now let's go to Genesis chapter 11. And now to make it long story short, Genesis chapter 11, this is when they built the Tower of Babel. Everybody, we had one language, and we was talking the same language. And God, he had to come down and confound our language, because we was trying to build a tower. We weren't going to make it anyway, but we was doing stuff that we would end up hurting ourselves. And he changed our languages. How come we have these many languages today? Because I don't want to make this video too long, or else I'm trying to show y'all. Okay? So now after he did that, now let's go to verse 11. Now, because we didn't deal with Shem. We got to figure out where Abraham come from. And Shem lived after he begot Arphaxad 500 years and began sons and daughters. So now let's jump down to verse 27, because we don't know where is Abraham. I don't even know where he is. All right, watch this. Now these are the generations of Terah. Terah begot Abram. There you go. So Terah is Abraham's father. So this is when Abraham came. So literally, this just killed the whole doctrine. So Abraham came from the lineage of Shem. He literally didn't come. He came from the lineage of Shem, not Ham and not Japheth. Now let's keep going. Nahor, this is siblings, and Haran begot Lot. Now watch this, verse 28. This is big. And Haran died before his father's Terah in the land of his nativity, in Ur of the Chaldees. Now let you know, Abraham's father was a Chaldean. So what that means, Abraham was a Chaldean. But notice, Abraham was chosen to bring the promise, the seed. That's why, see, it's making sense now. In the Galatians, he said that to the seed it was promised, and not of seeds. You know why? Because he knew today, people would say, everybody, salvation for everybody that come from Abraham. But that's not true. Because we let you know, that means the Chaldeans that destroyed the temple, the second time is for them too, and we know it's not. So now that I brought that out, Genesis chapter 11 and verse 27 through 28, now let's go to Genesis chapter 12 and verse 7. Watch this. And the Lord appeared unto Abram. This is Abraham. Watch this. And said, unto thy seed. He didn't say seeds as in many. Listen to Abraham. Now this is a clear cut. It's only dealing with the lineage of Abraham. So everybody that's out the picture. This is the modern Christian doctrine now. So it's finished. It's salvation obviously ain't for everybody. Everybody. No, it's not. Literally, it's cutting them. And said, unto thy seed will I give this land. What land? The land of Israel. Watch this. And there buildeth he an altar unto the Lord, who appeared unto him. Literally, no, he appeared unto Abraham. He appeared unto Abraham. Now you see this now. Now let's go to Genesis chapter 17, verse 19 through 22. Watch. We'll make this quick as possible. I already got a highlight. Look at this. Watch this. And God said, Sarah thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac. And I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant. So this is who the promise was given to, Isaac. You see this? And with his seed after him. Now you know, and the seed, whoever Isaac have, the promise is going to be given to them too. But wait a minute. Let's read verse 20. Because I know he had another son. And as for Ishmael, I have heard thee. Behold, I will bless him. Like I'm going to bless him regardless. And will make him fruitful and will multiply him exceedingly. 12 princes shall he beget, and I will make him a great nation. Watch this. But my covenant, this is God talking himself. This literally is over with. This is a cold cut. But my covenant will I establish with Isaac, and Sarah shall bear unto thee at this set time in the next year. Verse 22. And he left off talking with him, and God went up from Abraham. So literally, you know, the covenant salvation, being saved from sins, is only dealing with Abraham, that passed it to Isaac, that Isaac begot, that we're gonna go on, that it was given to Isaac, not Ishmael. He blessed Ishmael just like he did just like Jesus did in the book of Matthew, chapter 15 and verse 24, the Canaanite woman. Even though salvation ain't for her, he still blessed her. That don't mean salvation's for her though. That's what I'm telling y'all. That's why they lying to you. You can't be saved from something that you was never under. All right, now let's go to Genesis chapter 25. Genesis chapter 25, verse 21. They did the doctrine already killed. They literally been destroyed already. Genesis chapter 25, verse 21. And Isaac, this is Isaac now, and Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren, and the Lord was entreated of him. And Rebekah, his wife, conceived. You see this now, his wife Rebekah received. 22. And the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? Like, man, why am I hurt? I'm hurt so bad, man. What's going on with me? And she went to inquire of the Lord. Verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb. Literally, we already read it. You let them know. Like, listen, he bring nations out of people. God don't just deal with individual people all the time. He brought nations out of Noah's 3 sons. He doing the same thing with Isaac. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb. Watch this. And 2 manner of people shall be separated from the bow. Now you know these are 2 different nations of people, and they're going to be separated. Not going to be the same people. I'm making nations out of you. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. Letting you know what's going on. This is literally what's going on with you. I'm using you to bring 2 nations. Watch this. Verse 25. And the first came out red all over like a herring garment, and they called his name Esau. So this is a nation people. Esau. Now watch this. Verse 26. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 60 years old, meaning he's 60 years old when she bare them, meaning his wife. Let you know, this is another nation of people. I'm showing you this now. Let's skip to verse 31. Make it quick as possible. And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. He's talking to his brother Esau. Watch now. Verse 32. And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die. Like, I'm hungry, bro. You tripping. And what profit shall this birthright do to me? Like, I don't care nothing about this, bro. What are they going to do to me? Because somebody said I got a birthright. I don't care about that. I'm hungry. Verse 33. And Jacob said, swear to me this day. Like, no, man, I need to get your word. And he swore unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. He sold his birthright, y'all. Letting you know he gave up his birthright. Verse 34. And Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, meaning like vegetable soup and stuff and meat. And he did eat and drink and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. He gave his birthrights up. So it's no longer dealing with him. Now I'm finna show you. I'm finna bring up something else. So now that we got that understanding, for people who really trying to understand the Bible, you know it's actual a Bible dictionary. It's an actual Bible dictionary. And I'm going to show you. See, they actually make Bible dictionaries. Now you see this, right? Now I'm bringing this up to show you. Watch this. Bible dictionary. I'm finna show you some definition. We're finna show you. Cause everybody was black. Now back in the day, everybody was black. We already know that makes common sense. Like, we're going to keep it simple. Now let's look at this. Hold on, let's go back. I'm going to make sure I find the right definition. All right, here it is. Let me highlight this so you can see this. All right, Ham. You see this now? Ham is highlighted. He became the progenitor of the dark races, which everybody was black. You're right. Not the Negroes. Wait a minute. Who called the Negroes today? The Negroes are the people that's in the United States. The African American that's in the United States. We're called the Negroes. Go over there to Africa and call them Negro. They're like, who you calling a Negro? I'm not a Negro. You crazy. The Negroes are the people that's in the United States today. Now reading again, he became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, the Libyans, and the Canaanites. Literally, you know, he was the progenitor of those people. Literally, you know, the Negroes and the people from Ham, the African, they are 2 separate people. That's a cut. It's over with. Whatever the doctor, it literally over with what they talking about. So now we finna go to a book that they took out. The Protestant church, the people who watch my videos, y'all know, the Protestant church, they broke off from the Roman Catholic Church. They 14 books they did not want a part of the collection that's over in the United States today. And we finna bring out one of them. So we're going to bring out 2nd Esdras, chapter 6, and we're going to read verse 7 through 9. 2nd Esdras, Esdras was a prophet that was like in the 500 BC. 2nd Esdras chapter 6, and verse 7. Watch this. So he's talking to God. Then answered I and said, what shall the pardon asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? He's talking to God. Now watch this. And he said unto me, from Abraham is a close cut. Watch this. From Abraham unto Isaac. Now this is God talking. We just debunked that everybody don't come from Abraham. So if you don't come from Abraham, we ain't even talking about you. It ain't even pertaining to you. Nothing ain't with the Bible ain't dealing with you. Now watch this. From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. Watch this, verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of that followeth this. Let you know, Esau is the end of the world. The nation of people that came from Esau, they finna be destroyed. It's the end of the world. And Jacob, which is Israel, which is translated to Israel, they are the people that are going to inherit the world forever and forever. So now we ain't finished. Let's drop down to verse 56. Let's see. Because about everybody come from Adam, so it don't even matter. As long as you just are human, you can be saved. All right, you right. I can give you that. So I gotta shut up then. I might well just close this book. All right, verse 56. Watch this. This is Ezra's talking. As for the other people, which also comes from Adam. Oh my God, he said come from Adam. He went back to the beginning, which also comes from Adam. Thou hast said, he's in thy word. What he said now? Thou hast said that they are nothing. What? You mean the other people are everybody from Adam? They are nothing? Well, wait a minute. But that means I ain't nothing. So let's keep going. But be like unto spittle. Wow. And has likened the abundance of them, which is everybody that come from Adam now. Everybody that come from Adam. Unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. Watch this. And watch this. And now, O Lord, behold, these heathens. Now we got to figure out what nationality is Ezra. You talking about yourself. You ain't nothing. You talking about yourself. Now watch this. And now, O Lord, behold, these heathens, which have ever been reputed as nothing. Now watch this. He talking about the other people that reputed nothing, like he ain't no, like he's somebody. Watch this. Like he been chosen or something. Have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. Now, in modern times, you know who is oppressed. You know who's being shot in the streets. You know what's going on. So watch this. Verse 58. But we, thy people. Wait a minute. Whoa. So he's letting you know. Oh, you weren't talking. I know they are nothing. But when it comes to us, this is what he's saying. But we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn. Now, who you know going to call that firstborn? You trash. You ain't nothing. I don't love you. The firstborn is entitled to an inheritance. And we ain't talking about Esau, because Esau sold his birthright. He was the firstborn, but he sold his birthright. It's a bigger plan than what's going on, y'all. It ain't what you think it is what's going on. Watch this. Continue. Thy only begotten and thy fervent lover, which we know Jesus Christ was his begotten son, but he was an Israelite. You see how everything adding up? Watch this. Are given unto their hands. Let me know, like we given over, you gave us over to the heathens. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure? Like how long are you going to leave us into captivity? So literally now you know it's only dealing with the Israelite salvation. It literally gives a cold cut. It literally cuts the modern Christian doctrine. So now this is what I want you to do, because I don't want to make the video too long. Go to your pastor and say, Pastor, salvation for the whole world, right? Because we all come from Abraham and believe Jesus Christ down the cross for our sins. Watch this. If he says yes, like, yeah, you're right, sure it is, you're right about that, yes, then he is blinded and it is not revealed to him. I'm letting you know, because God purposely blinded 2/3 of his people did not receive the revelation. So from after this video, if he says yes, you're right, salvation for everybody, because we all come from Abraham, he is a liar, or either it has not been revealed to him. You cannot continue after this video, go on to be ignorant and say salvation for everybody, when we literally broke down the lineage and we looked at the blueprint of the church that was built, and we seen the foundation. We see how the foundation was built. It was built on unsolid ground. We saw that. We literally saw that. And the cornerstone was built on stone. It's made of stone. It's not solid. It's literally not solid. So hopefully this video was edifying. We ate the meat, which, like I said, eating the meat actually means understanding, and the meat represents the heavier precepts and understanding of the Bible. You have milk and you have meat. The milk is like, thou shalt not steal. That's something easy to digest. Just don't steal. But when it comes to the deep revelation of what's going on, this is the meat. So we already cooked it. It was well done by a good and faithful servant, and we digested. Meaning eating means understood. So I hope y'all have a blessed Sabbath. Shalom, Israel. Shalom.